Hello, I'm Gareth Lister and I'm completing my NPQH this year through Cabot Learning Federation as part of Cohort 12, and this is my presentation to governors. I'm here with my Chair of Governors.
My name's Steve Shepherd. I'm Chair of Governors at SGS Berkeley Green UTC.
Okay, so my project is all about improving whole school progress and engagement of disadvantaged students. And that's the title. It's a working title, so it might develop and might change the wording as we go through. But the vision of it and the aim of it is all about centralising the overall progress made by disadvantaged students. The intent for my project is I want to focus on the key measurable outcomes for each of our disadvantaged students by looking at their behaviour, their academic progress in terms of their Progress 8 score, their attendance and their attitude to learning, and analyse how all of this fits into the one big picture for each of our disadvantaged students. This is the current state of play based on my initial data analysis. I've created a number of windscreens which I'll be using to record the progress of my project, which are all based around the same sort of style and same structure, but they have different meaning and different focus area. So this one is my pupil premium windscreen, which draws in the current data for behaviour, progress, attendance and attitude to learning, and then it takes the average position for our pupil premium students. At present, we have over half of our pupil premium students are in the universal category, and we have 32 students in total who receive pupil premium allowance. Over half of them are in the universal category, which means they're performing well in all of their measurable outcomes at the UTC. We have, however, around a quarter of our pupil premium students who do require quite a lot of intervention, and that might be in multiple different areas. And this project is all about centralising this so we can look at the student as a whole instead of having lots of different interventions going on that might not be necessarily working up to the standard we want. The way I'm going to do this is through a number of different strategies. First of all, the windscreens need to be developed, and they are mostly complete. There's still one or two left to just finalise in terms of the interventions that go alongside them, and these will be completed by the 25th of January. I'll be working for this with the pastoral leaders, so the member of staff in charge of behaviour and the member of staff in charge of attendance to help me develop these. I am the member of staff in charge of student progress in terms of academic progress, so I'll be developing those two. Every term I'll be analysing alongside the pastoral leaders, I'll be analysing the data at the end of each half term to look at the overall progress that pupil premium students are making, and during the time in between this data analysis, the students will be working in small groups alongside one of our non-teaching pastoral leaders who will be doing some focused group work with them. There will also be activities for students to do in their tutor time, and that there'll be extra activities or extra strategies to embed for teachers during lesson time. This will be an iterative process, so over the next 3 half terms I will be looking at the overall data picture, and I'll be coordinating the members of staff responsible for behaviour, attendance and other pastoral roles to work with these students and centralise all of the interventions that we're doing. At the end of this, I'll be looking at the final results when I look at the GCSE results in August 2019, and I'll be presenting the results to the local governing body at the beginning of next year to discuss the success, hopefully, of the project. How will it's been a success? I will look at these 3 main areas for each of the pupil premium students in total. I'll then be putting my windscreen, or applying the students and their data to the windscreen to see whether the the results are better than they currently are using my baseline data, which I discussed earlier. Our attendance, our persistent absence for pupil premium students will dramatically increase, and our overall attendance for disadvantaged students will be greater than 90%. Our behaviour and the attitude to learning points that our students have will be far closer. At the moment, the averages are too far apart, so they'll be within 5 points, the disadvantaged students and the non-disadvantaged. And the Progress 8 measure, the gap between the pupil premium students and non-pupil premium students will be less than 0.2. So that's my project, the intent, the implementation and the impact of it. The reason I decided to do the intent, implementation and impact is looking at the recent developments and changes in the national picture of education and incorporating the new Ofsted framework to ensure that my strategies fit in with the broader picture of education across not just the school or the trust, but across the local education authority and the national education picture. Okay, Steve, have you got any questions for me about my project?
Thanks, Gareth. Thanks for that. Next time we meet, it would be good to see the evidence for the strategies you've put in place to measure the intervention effectiveness. But specific questions, how will you know what sort of disadvantages the student has?
Well, one of the activities which I'll be doing is I'll be working with one of our pastoral team, our non-teaching pastoral team, to find out what the reason for the disadvantage is. I attended a CPD session at a primary school in Bristol recently, where the head teacher showed me the way that he records the pupil premium, the reasons that students are disadvantaged, and he then uses that to really to give some really in-depth analysis on the reasons that the students he has received the pupil premium allowance. This will then help to give some personalised intervention based on their specific needs, as opposed to a one-glove-fits-all pupil premium strategy.
That would be interesting to see, yeah. How do you intend raising awareness of pupil premium methodology across staff?
One of the really important things that I need to get right is to ensure that the vision that I have for this project is clearly communicated towards all of the members of staff. I'll be holding CPD sessions with staff where I'll be going through and but sharing with them successful strategies that they could embed with their pupil premium students. We'll be sharing successful strategies that have been embedded across schools around the country, and we'll be reviewing these regularly. Thank you very much. That's the end of the presentation.